We've got a 1967 Camaro, and it's big block powered and has a 4-speed sitting between those bucket seats. So why don't you join me? Let's go for a spin. Yeah, if you go to volocars.com, you can look at pictures top to bottom, and that's where you find a price tag on every car along with the monthly finance payment as well. So starting up front here, it does have a metal cowl hood. It's all straight. This all appears to fit real nicely. I should tell you something before we get started here. This was done 30 years ago. We have the paperwork, a file of papers, and there's an appraisal in there. He brought it here to be appraised in 1993. My dad did the appraisal. He hasn't done appraisals probably since 1993. So the flaws I'm going to show you, there's a few imperfections, but the fact that the body looks this good for a 30-year-old paint job, that means it's a solid car and it was done right. So the roof is real nice and straight. There are some little fish eyes. Those aren't bubbles. They're not getting any worse, but there was maybe some dust in the air, in the paint. They'd probably even wet sand out, but really, I'm looking for them. You wouldn't even notice them if you walk up on the car. Same thing back here, a little bit of texture, a little bit, that's dust in the paint is what it is. I can kind of even feel them. So light wet sand and buff would take those out, but it looks good the way it is. Got a rear spoiler. It's straight though. This quarter panel is clean and straight. Going up the sail panel here is all nice and clean. No issues. Really nice, clean metal. Door lines up beautifully. It's straight. Shuts real nice. No bubbles, no rust. Clean fender. Got a metal cowl hood, all nice and straight and clean. So the body is obviously really good, 30 years, and it's not bubbling or shrinking or doing anything funny. There is a pretty decent chip on the inside edge, and another one where the paint's lifted a little bit right next to that. You have the SS stripe is painted on. It's actually smooth to the touch. Pinstripe on the side is probably a tape stripe. Here's a touch-up right here. Here's actually a little dent with a touch-up. The emblems look new, has the cross flags with the 396. Windshield does look real clear. The stainless moldings are good. They're not beat up. They're shiny, but they have a little abrasion on them. Rocker moldings real nice. Door handles real nice. Rear window real clear. Same thing with the trim. It's good. Not poor. It's not great, but it's good trim. Tail lights are not pitted. Bumper, the SS cap, all that looks really good too. So you've got a nice looking paint job, the few touch-ups. Here's a touch-up. I don't remember which door I opened and closed, but there you go. Mirror looks really nice. Vent window frames look real nice. It does have a gauge mounted out on the cowl here. It's a fuel pressure gauge. So it has 14x7 rally wheels. This is the correct trim, the correct center cap for a 67. It's all shiny. They haven't made Eagle ST tires, I think, in about 30 years, and there's no wear on them, so that tells you the car's hardly been driven. And it's got a front spoiler hiding down there too. The front bumper, the grille, all that looks to be in very good shape. So why don't we open it up, see what it looks like inside. All right, let's see what we have in the trunk. Well, under the trunk lid, painted nicely. Jam is painted nicely. Weather strip looks real good. Inside is solid. It's been lined with like a carpet felt material. There's a fire extinguisher, and they've relocated the battery to the trunk. It's bolted down and has a disconnect switch for when you're parking the car for storage. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the bell icon and you'll be notified as the videos are posted. The door jambs look nice. Weather strips are very good. Little tattered on a couple of the edges, but overall very good. This is a deluxe interior. So it has the molded armrest door panels, and they look to be in really nice shape. So the instrument panel, all this, the dash pad, the lenses, all looks to be really good. Has a monster tack mounted on the column. This all looks to be in real nice shape. The radio is probably from 1992, old cassette player. All painted nice and clean and smooth. Kick panels are nice. Carpets are nice. These are vintage Stuart Warner gauges. You know, oil pressure, temperature, amps. Got a nice Hurst shifter. I love the 67 ball. The console's in excellent shape. So part of the deluxe interior is the upgraded seats with the striping. Looks like there's one little crack right there, a little repair right there. Overall, the seats look to be in really nice shape. Backs of the seats are nice. Everything back here looks really good. You got the deluxe upholstery, the armrests, the side panels, all looks real nice. The rear shelf, all the trim is real nice. The headliner fits nice and tight. Interior lights work, visors, the mirror look really good. I always say one of my favorite steering wheels is the Trans Am steering wheel. That's what this is. Got a nice cushion grip steering wheel. It's actually out of a Trans Am. So this is a 396 motor. It's a 69 motor. It's been bored out, so it's actually a 402. Up on top is an Edelbrock Performer intake with a dual feed Holley carb. It has the fuel pressure regulator, and that's what that gauge was for I showed you earlier. MSD ignition system, billet distributor. Dressed up with some vintage style Mickey Thompson valve covers, long tube ceramic coated headers. In front of the motor we have a chrome alternator, timing cover, chrome pulleys. Got power steering. You might be wondering what this is for. It's a vacuum reservoir because it does have a performance camshaft in there, so you need a reservoir to feed the power brakes. So we have power steering and power brakes in here. Overall, just good condition, real nice looking. Now let's go for a test drive with Caleb.
We are in the 67 Camaro. We're going to take this around the block for you. It's a fun car. It's got the look, it's got the sound. It's driving nice so far. Shifting through all four gears, no issues. Reverse works just as well. When we were starting the car up, I checked the parking brake. That is hooked up and functional. I don't feel any vibrations or anything weird in the steering. It's riding smooth over the bumps. Pretty nicely done. Tachometer, or the RPM gauges, is working, as well as the speedometer. Looks like the fuel gauge is hooked up. We did add a fuel pressure gauge, or replaced it. That's at the cowl there. That is functional. Turn signals are lighting up. Let's see if they cancel. Cancels nicely. Listen to that sound. Zero to 60, just like that. This thing's a nice cruiser for a hot rod. Let's see if the wipers work. Yep, those work good. The lights turn on. I think the radio works too. Let's test that out.
Connecting to space, the order Jersey.
Unfortunately, it's on a commercial, but it does work. Sounds like it has a pretty decent sound system in here. The oil pressure gauge is working. The water temperature gauge doesn't look like the amp gauge is working though. So that's at 0. Horn works as well. It's a nice car. Very nicely put together. Listen to that sound. Can't get enough of it. But yeah, there you guys have it.
So I hope you enjoyed the test drive. Our shop did service the car. We fixed the reverse lights. That's what I'm trying to say. Replaced the starter, and I guess we also replaced that fuel pressure gauge. So the car is checked out, ready to go. Underneath, the car looks to be really solid, just like the car itself. Looks like the suspension, steering, all that was rebuilt at time of restoration. It's not greasy. It's all still nice and clean. I bet there isn't a nut or bolt you couldn't just remove with a wrench under there. It's got a 12-bolt rear end, has a Muncie 4-speed M20 transmission. Yeah, look up at the motor, it's clean. It's a high torque starter we just put in there. It's got dual exhaust. They're super turbo mufflers. Exhaust is in really good shape. I believe it has disc brakes up front. Yes, it does. Disc in front, drum in back. So there you have it. You go to volocars.com, talk to the salesman. They'll help answer your questions about how to get it delivered, how to get it financed. They can help with all that. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe, click the bell icon, and you'll be notified when the next one's posted. Thanks for watching.